The first story I'm going to share about 9/11 comes from me. I remember the day, pretty much exactly what happened the whole day. So let's start. Now we know the first tower, I forget the exact time, it hit after 8. Now, I was on a school bus. I was in middle school, so it was later than regular. Um, and my bus driver, she didn't believe in turning on the radio. So we had no idea what was going on. So we get to school, and I start hearing whispers. Like, no one knows what was going on with whispers. So my third period, which was, I don't know the time, but we had this whole, I was in health class, and we were knocking on the door, and we looked, and this woman came in and said, "Excuse me, if any of your parents work in Manhattan, please come with me." Now, that of course sounded fishy, but we didn't know what was going on because we didn't listen to the damn radio. So I went on continuing, and in my fifth period lunch, someone said, "Did you hear there was an attack? There was an accident. A plane accidentally flew into the World Trade Center." And we hadn't heard past it. The people with buses had the radio on. They didn't get that part, so like there was a terrorist attack. So everyone was saying, "Oh, accident, accident, accident," and no one knew that it was really a terrorist attack. And hectic news poured in and out, people from all over the place. No one knew what was going on. Just people saying whispers, whispers, whispers. No one knew exactly. So the day went on, and the whispers grew louder and louder. People had heard from outside about it. So finally, by eighth period, I had a history teacher, and she decided, you know what, we're going to set the record straight and tell the students exactly what happened. So, of course, she tells us that there was a terrorist attack and two planes fell into the World Trade Center and that the towers fell. We didn't quite grasp it. We didn't. I mean, my grade, eighth grade, we really didn't know what terrorism was. I mean, we're just kids. So, finally, we hear the whole story, like, not the whole story, but we hear some ideas about what happened. And so, the teachers also happened, and we got on the buses at the end of eighth period. And I guess the school buses have been told not to let the radio on, but the bus drivers have been put on a specific notice that we had to be dropped off at our houses, and that our parents, someone, guardian, had to be there to pick us up. And my bus stop was usually at the end of a corner where there was a junction. And so we had decided we were going to go there because we didn't know any better. And the bus driver didn't take parents to their houses. Apparently, the local radio stations had informed the parents that this is exactly what they had to do, that they had to pick their children up at their houses. So I was on the bus and my stop we passed by because our parents weren't there, and at the stop they were there, but we weren't actually at our houses, so they wouldn't stop. So we ended up having to circle back again, which was a pain in the ass, but what can you do? So finally, we get home, and my mom had already gotten the newspaper about it, and I read it, but I didn't quite grasp it. Then I looked at TV and pancake, pancake, over and over again. The horror stories, the people jumping out of windows, which I can't blame them. I mean, let's face it. You're jumping out of a window, that's a less painful, more instant death than staying inside and getting burnt to death, or unknown, as everyone thought, the towers collapsed. So, over the next 4 days, every day on the news, a million times we saw those towers fall. I mean, the day I got home, I saw those towers, and it got to me. It really got to me. I did something I rarely did, and I cried. I really, really cried. It was just that horrible a thing. Horrible. The next day, a lot of students, including myself, did not go to school the next day, and people didn't blame us. Because they said, look what had just happened. Horrible. I mean, just the most horrible day of my life. Just watching boom, 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 over and over. The planes hitting the towers, the explosions, people jumping out the windows, the collapse. Horrible. I don't know. So, yeah, that's my story, and that's my day, and that's my recollection of what happened, and hope if you know the story, I hope if you're actually there that day, I hope you can relate to me, And if you weren't there, I hope you can understand just how horrible the day was. Thank you.